What's up, Laker fam? Welcome to Lakers Report by Chat Sports, all things Lakers. I'm your host, Hannah Kulik, aka Laker Han. We've got an awesome show for you guys today because we are going to be answering all of your Laker questions. The Lakers season is about to kick off in just about a week. The scrimmage game starts in just a few days, and I know you guys have so many questions still regarding our purple and gold. So without further ado, let's just jump into these questions. So the first one we have here is from Green Guys. Will the Lakers win the championship? You know, obviously I have to say yes. I mean, I'm Laker Han. This is a Laker channel. The Lakers at the time before the season was suspended had the best record in the Western Conference. We're so close to just having the best record in the entire NBA. So if it were up to me, I would say yes, absolutely. However, it is worth noting that this circumstance with this new format of the NBA in Orlando and the bubble is very different, and there could technically be some surprise teams that really kind of emerge. It really is kind of going into this as like a new season. They haven't played in 4 months, but still, for me personally, I do think the Lakers will win the championship. But do me a favor, if you agree with me and you think the Lakers are going to win the NBA championship this season, then go ahead and give this video a double thumbs up, like this video for me. But moving on to the next question, we have from Mark Enrique. Can they have a replacement for Rondo since he is out for 6 to 8 weeks? No, they're not going to have a replacement for Rondo. The roster is already set, so even though he's going to miss some time, hopefully he'll be back by the playoffs. I know that was definitely a freak injury with the hand. It's very frustrating. It seems like for some reason he always has those hand injuries, but in terms of the Lakers being able to fulfill that roster spot, no, because their roster is already filled. So we're just going to have to give him that time to recover, and hopefully he will be back and healthier and better than ever. He definitely looked like he used this quarantine to get in shape, so I'm very excited to see Rondo return to the court when he is healthy. Blunt _ since 92. Thoughts on the 8 games before the playoffs? How many do you believe the Lakers will win? Well, a few videos back, I predicted 6-2, and I'm still kind of holding pretty strong on that 6-2 record prediction for the first 8 games back. I'm going to give them a little bit of leeway with those 2 games. You know, obviously they haven't played basketball in 4 months, so kind of going into this, even though it is a continuation of the season, really looking at it more so as a new season in general, just because 4 months off is a really, really long time, and obviously it's going to take some time for them to kind of get back into the groove and get back into basketball shape. Now, also, we have to remember that the Lakers have a pretty darn difficult schedule. Those first 8 games, they have one of the toughest schedules in the entire league, but not too concerned there, but I do just want to note that. And then something else that I have heard, which if this is the case, I would maybe even predict a record of 5-3, is that they may even be resting LeBron and AD in some of those first 8 games, because again, like I said, you know, not playing for basketball for 4 months and then going right into the season, they want to try to do their best to prevent injuries and keep those 2 guys especially as healthy as possible going into the playoffs. So I think personally, if AD and LeBron do play in all 8 games, I'm still going to kind of hold strong on that kind of modest 6-2 record. But if they don't play, I may even go down to 5-3, just because again, tough schedule. They are going to be kind of having a little bit of adjustments to kind of get back into the swing of things. But still, as we all know, the Lakers dominated this past season, and I am really expecting them to just kind of pick up where they left off, and I'm very excited to see them do it. But I am curious, what do you think the Lakers record is going to be in those first 8 games when they come back? Let me know down in the comments below, because I'm curious to see what you guys think about that. Next question here we have from Carter King. Will AD leave if the Lakers don't win the finals? No, I don't think so at all. I think AD wants to be Laker. I think also, you know, besides the fact he understands that this is a very unusual circumstance. This has never happened before. So I think regardless of whether or not the Lakers win the finals or not, AD is not going to, you know, determine whether or not he re-signs with the Lakers off of that. And I just do in general think he's going to re-sign with the Lakers. He's excited to be the face of the franchise. He wants to be here. So I don't have any concerns about AD leaving, regardless if we win the championship or not. Now, we still have a bunch of questions that I want to get to, but before I move on, I want to make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Come and join this Lakers Report family to make sure that you do not miss out on a single thing when it comes to our Los Angeles Lakers. You guys, the season is starting this week. There's going to be so much to talk about. I want to make sure that you guys are subscribed so that you do not miss a single second of all of the excitement. So do me a favor, before we move on to the next question here, click that subscribe button and come and join this Lakers Report family. But moving on, let's answer some more of your guys' questions. So this next question we have is, oh, this is a good one. So it is from @CrazyCrow30, year-end award choices. He gave the MVP going to LeBron, Defensive Player of the Year to AD, Rookie of the Year to Ja Morant, and Comeback Player of the Year Dwight Howard. Most Improved Player Brandon Ingram, Head Coach Frank Vogel, and then GM Rob Pelinka. You know what? I actually agree with pretty much everything that you said there. I think the only thing that maybe someone could really question is MVP. I think it's obviously LeBron's in the talks. I think he is going to win ultimately, but I think it's obviously between LeBron James and Giannis. Now, the NBA did say that they are going to be, handing out these awards based on the season before it was suspended. So when the season resumes, it doesn't really have anything to do with the rewards. So I agree with what you said, but I do think that even though I do think it still belongs to LeBron James, especially for the season that he had, the age he was, playing unbelievable basketball, really adjusting to that role as the point guard for us and averaging close to a triple-double. I think it belongs to LeBron James, but still, of course, there are a lot of people who think that Giannis deserves to be MVP as well. So let me know, do you guys think it should be LeBron James, or do you think the MVP should be Giannis? Let me know down in the comments below. Obviously, like I said, I'm going with LeBron, but Giannis, of course, had an amazing season as well. All right, Laker fam, now the Lakers kick off their season July 30th against the Los Angeles Clippers, and even though we cannot physically be at the games and watch, we can still support from home. And in terms of supporting from home, that means we have to be wearing our Laker jerseys and our LeBron James jerseys in particular. And if you would like to get yourself a LeBron James jersey right now for an awesome deal, then you are in luck, because one of our sponsors here, Fanatics, is having a great deal on LeBron James jerseys, going for 25% off, just a little bit over $50. We have purple, white, gold. We have all the LeBron James jerseys, so definitely make sure to get yourself one. If you would like one, all you have to do is go to chatsports.com/LBJ. You guys definitely make sure you take advantage of this awesome opportunity to be able to get yourself a LeBron James jersey in multiple colors if you want, for just over $50. I know I already ordered one, so definitely do me yourself a favor, get yourself a LeBron James jersey. Again, all you have to do is go to chatsports.com/LBJ. But moving on to some more of your guys' questions. Let's see. So this next one is from NBA Justice Junkie. Is LeBron going to play point guard? Yes, most likely, yes. I mean, like we saw this past season, he really was that de facto point guard for us. I know a lot of people are concerned that Rondo is out, obviously myself included, but you guys, we do have to remember, for the majority of the season, LeBron was really handling the ball. He was being that de facto point guard, our primary ball handler, and he was doing an excellent job. Like I said earlier in this video, he was averaging close to a triple-double. He was leading the league in assists, so he is probably just going to pick up right where he left off, being that kind of de facto main point guard, main ball handler for us. And the next question we have from Marquise Robinson. Do you think J.R. Smith is going to be in the starting lineup? And also wants to know, what is your prediction of the starting lineup for the Lakers? So, no, I do not think J.R. Smith is going to be in our starting lineup. I know he's technically taking over the roster spot for Avery Bradley, who was a starter for us, but I don't necessarily think that means that he's going to be taking over Bradley's minutes, and definitely not in the starting lineup. I think if I had to guess, KCP is going to get that starting nod. So I think if I had to guess for the Lakers starting lineup, it would be, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, obviously, then KCP taking over for Avery Bradley, Danny Green, and then JaVale McGee. And then one more final question we have here is from Brennan Kelly. There have been a lot of trade rumors involving Kuzma. Do you think the Lakers will still trade him if they win the chip this year? There actually were a lot of questions talking about Kyle Kuzma and whether or not I think he's going to be traded. And I think my main answer to this is we're going to have to wait and see how he plays when the season does resume. Obviously, he struggled this past year, but we have to remember he was struggling with a lot of injuries, trying to kind of play through those injuries. He was also struggling to find his role with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And he has said in multiple interviews since being in the bubble that he feels 100% healthy, and that actually this lockdown period, this quarantine, was really a blessing in disguise for him because he got to get his body finally healthy. So he feels really good going into the season. So whether or not the Lakers are going to trade him, I don't really think it necessarily matters if they win the championship or not. It's going to just really come down to how well he plays for us. And obviously another thing that we have to remember is that Kyle Kuzma is really cheap. His contract is extremely cheap for at least another year. So I don't necessarily see the Lakers looking to trade him. Maybe they will kind of quietly explore their options, but it's all going to determine on whether or not Kuz gets back and plays like he did this season before this past one, being kind of that third scoring option and that star that we were all really hoping he would be. And I have not yet lost my faith in Kuz. He's definitely tested my patience, definitely tested my faith, but I'm still going to hold out strong that Kuz is going to be able to have a good season now that he is finally healthy. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for sending in such awesome questions as always. I always love these mailbag Q&A episodes because I love answering all of your Laker questions. And you guys, we have so much excitement. This week is going to be amazing. The Lakers' first scrimmage game starts this Thursday. I cannot wait. And then the season, like I said, kicks off July 30th against the Los Angeles Clippers. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a double thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below so that you do not miss a single second when it comes to our Los Angeles Lakers. And until next time, Laker Hand is out. Bye, guys.